Remember when you're young and you had to make that decision, what's going to be your career? All right, so I went to school in Brazil to be a teacher. I could teach Portuguese and also teach English, but in Brazil, English is not a big thing. The church had a partnership with Maranatha, where Maranatha was going to come and build schools in a lot of churches, initially 1,000 churches, and they needed teachers. The teachers would run the schools and help Mozambicans to learn how to do that. This was happening because there was no schools in Mozambique. The country had a few churches, about 40 churches, and it was just struggling to grow. Now, back to my story, I had to make this big decision in life, right? Do I go to England now and study English, or do I go to Africa? One pastor told me, hey, English, you can always go and learn, but Africa needs you right now. That was very impactful for me, so I decided to go to Africa. I got to experience the amazing culture of Mozambique. We both speak Portuguese. Brazil and Mozambique, they were colonized by Portugal. So that was the connection there, the language. I was supposed to visit 1,000 sites where Maranatha was going to build churches. And we started this whole program. I was helping the country director, David Woods. As a translator, I was visiting the sites, collecting information, collecting data, GPS locations. Back there was no Google Maps. In Africa, you don't drive with Google Maps and say, take me to this church. So we had handheld units. We would drive to places and track the way, going there, visiting each site, taking the coordinates and writing that on a document, taking photos of the members, trying to ask what's the story, and you would meet the members. They would tell the story. Sometimes the story wasn't complete, so you'd have to go and knock on someone else's door and try and get people to tell you the story. Maranatha was just starting the first big initiative in Africa, moving a crew, so everything was new. You would arrive in some of those churches and the members would receive you really well. The thing is, we had a car, and in my car there was a tent up on top. I would put that tent up, would cook with firewood. I lived in the bush sometimes for a month, would come back and then change clothes and drive again for 2 months. Every time we went farther out from the capital, I would stay longer. And the life in the bush was amazing, sometimes scary, but meeting the members and seeing their need was incredible. See, Maranatha had committed to building 1,000 churches, but we realized that the cost, the logistics would be too complicated. And this is when a structure called the One-Day Church came to exist. It's a light steel frame structure with a metal roof that can be assembled in one day, that's the name, and because it's light, it can be easily transported. We could put them in our pickup trucks, in a trailer, and the One-Day Church allowed us to build churches in places you cannot imagine. But the thing is, after we finished the One-Day churches, the members still had to build the walls. And Maranatha left the country after building 700 One-Day churches with a big question. Can the members finish the church? Can they actually build the walls?
Muito obrigado, irmãos. Muito obrigado.
We went on to help other countries in Africa, and we never came back. So this question existed for 15, 16 years until this year Maranatha finally went back to Mozambique. See, one of our well crews, the wells that we drilled in Mozambique needed maintenance. So we sent a crew to check on some of those wells, and they were able to visit around 70 of those churches. And what they found was incredible. Many of those churches now have walls. The congregations have tripled, and some even more. The growth, the impact of those One-Day churches in Mozambique, it's something that really excites us, because we know that when you provide something simple for the members, they can finish that with faith. When the photos started to arrive from the crew, it was really special to me, because it's been 20 years working with Maranatha. It was the beginning of my story, the country where everything started. And there was always this big question about Mozambique, what happened with those churches? Seeing those churches and seeing those photos was amazing. I could imagine the 700 buildings and all the locations I visited now worshiping God in a permanent structure, hoping that all of them have walls, hoping that all of them have grown, and now people are getting to know Jesus. So it is amazing to see the result after 15, 16, 17 years. Maranatha continues to build one-day churches in Africa in many locations. We are excited to be able to take a church to congregations that have no hope of having a building on their own. To watch more stories like this, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe.